You know, sometimes your entire future can pivot on a single choice, made in just one moment. This is a story all about that one moment, a choice between a pocket full of stolen cash and a life with absolutely no limits. Let's get into it. So it all kicks off with this really simple, honest confession from our narrator. Now, he's only 15, but he's already a pro, and in his words, a fairly successful thief. This one line just perfectly sets the stage for what happens when a practiced criminal mind runs smack into the unexpected power of simple human trust. All right, so picture this, a wrestling match. Our narrator, Hari Singh, is casing the joint, looking for his next victim. And that's when he spots him, what he thinks is the absolute perfect target. This is where the two sides of our story collide for the very first time. So on one hand, you've got Hari Singh, and that's a fake name, of course. It's all part of his method to stay one step ahead of the law. He's young, sure, but he's a total professional, always calculating. And then on the other side, there's Anil. He's about 25, a writer, and he just looks kind, simple, and super easygoing. To a guy like Hari, he looks like the perfect, unsuspecting mark. So Hari makes his move. He uses a little flattery, offers to work for him, but Anil's response is just straight up honest. I can't pay you. Now that should have been the end of it, right? But Hari, he pushes on, lying that he can cook. So they make a deal. Hari cooks and Anil feeds him. It's an arrangement that's literally built on a lie. But hey, it's a start. So what starts out as this simple con to get close to a target, well, it gets complicated, fast. It becomes way more than just a place to crash and a way to plan a robbery. And the impact of Anil's offer is just immediate. See, Hari's first attempt at cooking is a total disaster. But Anil doesn't kick him out. Instead, he promises to teach him to cook properly, to write his name, and eventually to write whole sentences. For Hari, this is a complete revelation. In that one moment, he sees this whole other path open up, a life where he could be a big, clever, and respected man. And this really shows you the massive difference between their two worlds. Anil isn't just giving Hari a job to do. He's investing his own time in him. He's offering knowledge, a tool for a real future, not just a meal for tonight. This act of genuine teaching, it's something Hari has never, ever seen before. And when it comes to money, these two are polar opposites. Anil's financial life is kind of chaotic. He makes money by fits and starts, writing for magazines. When a check comes in, he goes out, celebrates, spends it all. But Hari, the professional thief, he's methodical. He makes a small but steady profit, about ₹1 a day, just by skimming a little off the grocery money. It's a small-time theft he's pretty sure Anil knows about, but just chooses to ignore. So Anil's whole trusting nature, the very thing that made him seem like a good target, now becomes this huge complication. I mean, he even gives Hari a key to the room. This absolute trust creates the perfect setup for a robbery, but it also creates this incredibly heavy moral weight. And then, one night, that opportunity becomes very, very real. Anil comes home with a small stock of bills, 600 rupees, which is a lot of money. He just sold a book to a publisher. Hari watches him tuck the cash, earned from weeks of hard writing, right under his mattress. The temptation is now real, and it's sitting just a few feet away. And this gets to the absolute core of Hari's dilemma. See, for him, stealing is a craft. The thrill is in outsmarting someone. Robbing a greedy man feels like a win. But robbing Anil, a guy so trusting and careless he might not even realize he's been robbed, well, like Hari says, that just takes all the pleasure out of the work. It's not a game of wits anymore. It's just an ugly betrayal. But despite all that hesitation, the thief's instinct, it wins out. At least for now. He tells himself he's out of practice, and besides, Anil would probably just blow the money anyway. So, under the moonlight, while Anil is sleeping soundly, Hari's hand slides under the mattress. He finds the notes, pulls them out without making a sound. The deed is done. Okay, so he's got the cash clutched in his hand and he runs. The plan is simple. Get to the train station, jump on the 10:30 express to Lucknow, and just vanish. But this is where the thief's perfect plan starts to fall apart, and Hari's internal battle really comes to a head. He gets to the platform just as the train is starting to pull away. He could have easily just jumped on, but he doesn't. He hesitates. For some reason he can't even explain to himself, his feet just won't move. The train leaves, and Hari is left standing all alone on a deserted platform. Standing there in the cold November rain, it all hits him. He's seen the faces of men he's robbed before. Greedy men look scared, rich men look angry. But Anil? He suddenly realizes Anil's face would just show a quiet sadness. Not because of the money, no, but because the trust he'd given so freely was now broken. And this is the question he's staring down, sitting on a park bench as the stolen money gets damp from the rain. What's the real prize here? What's actually worth more? He's literally weighing two completely different lives. On the one hand, 600 rupees. It's a quick, flashy escape for a week or two. But then what? On the other hand is everything he almost threw away. Learning to write, the key to becoming that clever, respected man he dreamed of. The money is finite. But the education, that's infinite. And right there, with that realization, he makes his choice. He's going back. But here's the thing. Returning stolen goods without getting caught is way harder than stealing them in the first place. So he rushes back, his nerves completely shot. He opens the door as quietly as he can. Anil is still fast asleep. Feeling Anil's warm breath on his hand, Hari finds the edge of the mattress and slips the damp bundle of cash right back where he found it. The next morning, Hari wakes up late and Anil's already made tea. Then Anil holds out a 50-rupee note, and in that 1 second, Hari's heart just sinks. He thinks, this is it, I'm caught. But Anil just says he made some money and he can finally pay him regularly. But as Hari takes the note, he feels it. It's still damp, still wet from the rain. Anil knows. He knows everything. But his face, his eyes, they show absolutely nothing. Instead of accusing him, instead of any anger, Anil just makes a promise. He doesn't mention the theft or the rain or the wet money. He just looks at Hari and says, today we'll start writing sentences. He's giving Hari exactly what he came back for, the future he chose. And that's when it happens. For the very first time, Hari smiles at Anil, and it's not one of his practiced, appealing smiles he uses for a con. This one is real. It's born from relief, from gratitude, and from the beginning of a real transformation. The story really leaves us with this powerful question, doesn't it? Anil's choice not to punish but to trust even more didn't just save Hari from jail. It gave him the chance to become the person he realized he actually wanted to be. It just goes to show you that sometimes forgiveness is a much, much more powerful teacher than punishment could ever hope to be.